But we're going to talk some college basketball. The graphic did get saved for it, so there's no bottom graphic for this, so I'm sorry. But top 25 announced today, Dave. Some of the big takeaways from it, and then we'll kind of talk about the college basketball that we saw over the weekend. 4 Big Ten teams in the top 10. Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois' top 5 team, and Michigan State. Biggest fallers, Nova falls after their loss to VT. Virginia loses to the Dons of the Bay Area, San Fran. They fall. Kentucky lost to Richmond. They're falling. And Dave, this upcoming week, do you want to hear some of the matchups we have? Big matchups? Michigan State Duke, that's on Tuesday.
Great game.
Also Kentucky Kansas, that's on Tuesday. That's a part of that State Farm Classic that we went and saw when it was at the UC a couple years ago. Then Wednesday, we got a top 5 matchup, number 5 Illinois versus number 2 Baylor. I'm nervous about that one because it's our first
real
tough
competition.
opponent.
Illinois, I think you got Baylor, and then you got a Duke game too soon,
next
right?
Wednesday. Yep, the ACC Big Ten Challenge. So I'm a little nervous heading into those. Gonzaga, West Virginia on Wednesday. Then Zaga plays Baylor on Saturday because Baylor's got to play the number 5 team and the number 1 team in the nation in the same week. And then we got Nova, Texas on Sunday. Dave, what is your takeaway from this weekend of college basketball? The college basketball season is here, and I'm loving it.
About 9 players I would take above Anthony Edwards in this class already. About 9. This is week 1. We're 4 days into the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I'm confident the 9 players will be better than the number 1 overall pick in this last year's draft. It is what it is. You know, maybe it's the hype, maybe it's the new season, maybe it's I'm so sick of that kid at this point that I'm trying to move on. But one way or the other, I'm really enjoying college basketball right now. I think there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of upside. There's a lot of fun guys. We got into some conversations in Discord. We're bringing up Scottie Pippen Jr. and Ron Harper Jr. Yeah. We got the second gen Bulls out there. That'd be cool. Both those guys are, I think. Harper is a junior and Pippen's a sophomore.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say I think Pippen's a sophomore. I don't know about Harper.
I think he's a junior now. Both had great games over the past 4 days. So shout out to both junior Bulls out there. But yeah, no, there's just been a lot of good games, a lot of competitive games. And then there was the games that, Illinois just took the trash out. And like, could you guys get a more like marshmallow start to the season? You guys playing? Yeah, how much do you have to pay those schools to play them?
No, I think it's like
I think it's a couple mil to just. This is like the Texas thing where they just have the warm up game, basically, right? Where they're like, we'll fund you a new football field and lights if you let us kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, we were doing the whole like. It sounded like we were doing what my university and the NAIA would do, especially on the women's side, where they'd put together like a 4-team tournament. To where like they say tournament, but it's basically like, hey, we're gonna have 4 teams. It's gonna be 3 games in 3 days. It's gonna be hosted at Illinois. So like basically like Illinois plays Ohio, the other teams play, and then they fucking switch, and then everyone plays each other. I was nervous though because that last game against Ohio actually gave us a run for our money. Almost beat us in the end. But at the same time, like. Most of the smart Illini fans on Twitter were saying is when you're playing a third game in a back-to-back-to-back, I don't care if you're college or pro, you don't want to play a back-to-back-to-back. You're fucking gassed after that third one. Maybe the young college kids got a little bit more energy than those pros.
Say that out loud.
Did we?
I think
so. We got Thanksgiving. Okay, we got Thanksgiving. I forgot about Thanksgiving. We had we played Thanksgiving. I thought it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I thought you guys did like Wednesday, Thursday, and then like Saturday or some shit.
No, we played on Friday because I know the Ohio game was on. I know the Ohio game was on Friday. I just can't remember if the second game. I'm pulling it up. That's why we got. That's why we got tablets, Dave. Like the Duke game you were telling me about. You're like, oh, it was Friday, and I looked up. It was on Saturday. All these games are mushing out. Yeah, so we played. North Carolina A&T on Wednesday. We played Chicago State on Thursday and then Ohio on Friday. So it was back-to-back-to-back 3 days, 3 games of 3 days.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Which nobody wants to play. But hey, I love this team. I love it already. Like people comparing him to the Flying Illini and the D. Brown D. Williams Illini.
That's someone who's been shoved up mock boards.
What? Which one? Pick one. I've heard
Ayo.
I've heard Kofi, I've heard Adam Miller. Like,
I haven't heard Kofi.
Did you hear what fucking Bill Walton said today about the Illini?
No.
Because he was doing color commentary for the Texas Davidson game, which Texas pulled out and avoided the upset. But they were promoting the Illinois Baylor game. Yep. And he said that watching Ayo and Kofi play together was like watching a young Shaq and Kobe. Throw the hype train on there, Dave. Like, don't get me wrong, these kids are good, but I don't know if they're Shaq and Kobe.
If you're in the right mood, Bill Walton for a couple hours, that's a slice of life right there. That's just good living.
I just heard that, and I was like, I don't know if I'd go that far.
I just don't need to listen to a damn word this man has to say because it doesn't have any value.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I'd go that far, Bill, and I'm an Illini fan. But yeah, like, for me, I cannot wait to see what Ayo does this season, Dave, because
True test, baby.
I think he's going to be like, he's going to be a lottery pick for sure, and that's the least. I think he could be a top 10 pick if he continues to play, if not play better than what he's doing this year.
I don't know how he play better right now.
Games.
He's putting up like dumb numbers.
Yeah, good point. Like,
there's no way he's going to get better against higher level competition unless he does. In which case he'll probably be like the 4th overall pick or some shit. Yeah. Which would be incredible because the amount of talent at the top of this draft would be insane.
I was gonna say I'd take Ayo Dosunmu over Anthony Edwards. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Like, it's funny because 3 weeks ago, if you asked me, I'd be like, Anthony Edwards is still a better player.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I saw the picture you sent of Ayo and like his off-season workout shit, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay, so he got jacked to match that now. So he's got that. He can ball handle the same. He can kind of create. Now he's really creating for others, and he can rebound. Yeah, no, he's got kind of a full package.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to see. Like, I just want to see the games. Like, for me, Illinois, Baylor, Illinois, Duke. I want to see these teams. I want to see these teams go head to head, like these top 25 games. Decide everything for him. Yeah, I want to go like head to head and see everything.
I hate Anthony Edwards. Ricky Anthony, well, not hates, but like we both strongly think he's a flawed player.
I've called him a bust, Dave. I keep saying
Ricky used the B word on him already. I think he's just a flawed player right now. We'll have to wait and see.
I keep saying it, Dave. Remember the rule that you introduced it to me, where when you have a top 3 in the draft, 2 are good, 1 are bad. Anthony Edwards will be the bad one. Wiseman and Ball will be the good ones at the end of the day.
Have yet to see it happen where all 3 are fantastic players in the last, like 20 years.
But Dave, go ahead. No, go ahead. I don't know yet anymore.
Nope. You continue, sir.
I was going to say, that leads us into Wet Boys. Our dampest of dudes, soggiest of shooters, the moistest of men, sometimes the mistiest of misses. College basketball rolls right into this because we got all college players. As Wet Boys today. How this works is Dave, myself, and the patrons at patreon.com/MVP vid silver and above. They go ahead and we pick a Wet Boy. Dave gets one, I get one, the patrons get one, and it's a great time. Dave, you usually go first. We're not going to change that. Who's your Wet Boy? The last one for November 2020. Who is it on this fine
like
30th?
Wet Boys, because it's been a while since I've given out a Wet Boy.
It has.
I went to college at Art, like you said. Before I get to him, I just want a quick shout out. We were joking around about, other guys getting Wet Boys, and the NFL, basically the Bears just soured the whole weekend for me. I do want to shout out Tyreek Hill. The man was on pace for about 1,000 yards of offense. If, the first quarter of that game, if they didn't hold him back from just embarrassing them a little bit longer, yeah, he could have broke every freaking receiving record in the NFL. That was the game where it could have happened easily. They just clearly backed off the pedal. They were like, look, this game is not close, so we don't have to worry about it. But no, I want Jalen Johnson. This kid excites me. He is someone who, that's Derrick Henry.
I know they weren't I forgot to preload them, so we're going through that. I have your graphic though, Dave.
Oh, I'm waiting for him.
It should have switched.
I'm watching Twitch.
You should wait for it.
I still see Derrick Henry.
There it is. It switched.
There he is.
You're good.
There's my boy. So like, here's the dumb thing about these stats. He didn't miss a shot.
No, 8 of 8 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 6 of 6 from the line, I think.
He also had a handful of assists to go with this that we couldn't even jam on the card because his stats were so impressive.
I felt like the 4 blocks was more impressive than the assists. To be honest with you,
he had 4 blocks, 4 assists, right?
I think 5 assists. I think 5 assists.
He's someone who can put up a 5x5 at some point, maybe. He's someone to watch out for. He's someone who has supreme versatility. He's going to be one of the best wings coming out of this draft. Like, to me, he could be like a baby KG.
Ooh.
I'll just say it out loud.
Okay.
I'm going to float out there in the universe. Week 1 of the college season. Baby KG, baby.
Not going full Bill Walton on us. Not going Kobe or Shaq. But KG's a big name, Dave.
Top 5 power forward of all time. Perhaps top 3, even some would say. He's just got a ton about his game that I love. He's not a perfect player. His shot, well, it went in. There are obvious questions about the motion of his shot, the fluidity out there, and obviously he had a lot of turnovers. But again, it's like the system you're playing in. This is your first big game at the college level. So again, I just think he's someone who has, in baseball, you call him a 5-tool player. Yeah. Like, he can do everything for you. Like, I'm going like, remember what we thought Justice Winslow would be? Yeah. Like, he's just a bigger version of that. And that's what gets me excited. Yeah. I'm supremely hyped about this kid. I've seen him in the way too early as a, pick 8, pick 10. And I'm like, are they not seeing the same shot I'm seeing? Like, that guy
should be hired. Should be hired.
Notch him up.
Is he going to be the Tyrell? No, it can't be the Tyrell Terry, because Tyrell Terry has to be a guy who's like 20 to 30 that Dave pushes up to the top 10. No, but I'm saying in mocks he was between 20 and 30, and Dave's like, no, man, he's a top 10 pick. So Jalen Johnson can't be the Tyrell Terry.
Get on your radar early.
My guy, you know who my guy is. Like, it's not fucking Collins. That's an old one. But you guys should be able to know who I'm going with. Yeah. Ayo Dosunmu. Like, I wanted to do a show on Friday, Dave, and I was inching to give him love, like, each day, because although the Chicago State game, I was chilling in the Discord. I'm like, oh, I'll see if Dave pops in. Dave never popped in, so I was like, okay, I'll continue to play WoW, because I'm in love with World of Warcraft right now. I fucking love Shadowlands, but fucking Ayo Dosunmu, like, he is a monster so far, and like I showed you the picture, you mentioned it, of him bulking up.
You should switch out the photo. Just get the new photo of him flexing as his photo, because this does not do him justice. The man put on 15 pounds of muscle. He looks physically just intimidating as shit out there, and his game has come so far. He could have left early, Eric. Ricky, can you talk about that?
So he could have left early. He could have left last year, but basically, I mean, I talk about why he stayed, and I know he gave the whole I came back because I've got unfinished business. I love to hear it as a fan, but let's be honest, you came back because you weren't a lottery pick. And it's kind of the bet on yourself thing, where it's like, I'll go bet on myself. I do believe he wants to win a championship at Illinois. But I feel like the majority of his decision was, I'm going to try to up my draft stock. And if he continues to play like he did, if he plays like this against Baylor and plays like this against Duke, top 10 pick. I think top 10 pick is where I could lock him in and see him going easily. Plus, seeing him play with his old Morgan Park teammate of Adam Miller, that kid's he's even balling out. Curbelo, although he rolled his ankle in the Ohio game, that kid is making passes, Dave, where he will look at you and do one of these behind the back to fucking pass to somebody. This team could be good. I don't want to overhype them. There's a part of me that's like, pump the brakes, don't get too overhyped. It's just gonna end badly. But I just want to gush. And then the last one, Dave, it is not Justin Jefferson. It is a 2-time wet boy.
He had a great game, though.
He did. He had a good game. But it is a 2-time wet boy of Jared Patterson. Probably the wet boy of the day, I will say. Only because he almost broke fucking records, Dave. Over 400 yards, 8 touchdowns in his game, and the best clip. I was going to pull it up, but you know what? We're running shorter on time. We're going a little long today, so I won't spend the time to bring it up. But if you can, go on Twitter, find the footage of the color commentator talking about them pulling Patterson from the game, and his reaction is like, why are they dapping him up? Get a helmet on him, put him in the game, let's break some records. Like, yes. I know you want to save him because you don't want him to get injured, but let's break some records. So like, he's like, they're at the 20. He needs a couple more yards for the record here. He needs one more touchdown. Get him one more touchdown. Come on, let's go. Let's not pull him from the game.
He's crazy.
But
he's
yeah,
uber talent.
He's fucking ridiculous. It's just one of those things. I saw that and I was like, holy shit. It was also in the watch along. Everyone's like, Ricky, you got to give love to Patterson, because they're like, Dave won't. They're like, Dave won't be a Maction guy.
I refuse to give love to Maction. I think it's a joke still.
I told them though.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
For people who don't watch Maction?
Yeah.
Is he a draftable running back? Is he someone who's expected to be like a 3rd round pick or some shit?
He's not on boards. Like, that's the thing.
Okay,
he could stay. Let's see. I think his...
Is he eligible even?
I'm even going to look it up.
Because look, I've seen his highlights. I can't say that I watch Buffalo games. That's not me.
Hey,
no offense to Buffalo
no one
fans.
circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bulls, Dave.
Yeah. I watch those Buffalo Bulls. But like, again, I've seen his highlights. I love his running style.
Yeah, he's a junior. He's been at his freshman season was 2018. So this is his 3rd year. So,
these are dumb numbers. I can't tell if it's just dumb numbers because bad competition.
Yeah, he was 18 yards shy of the single FBS record that was set by Samaje Perine in 2014. And he was one touchdown away.
If he's as good as Samaje Perine, he's worthy of an NFL draft pick.
Let's see. Yeah, he tied Howard Griffith's FBS record with 8 touchdowns. And then he was 18 yards short of Samaje Perine's record from 2014. Samaje Perine was the guy when Oklahoma had him. It was like, man, you thought Adrian Peterson was good. Can't wait to see Samaje Perine. Hasn't really put it into the
work out at the same level.
Well. Yeah, he was a really good college back. But yeah, I haven't seen anything about Patterson for the draft. But hey, maybe. You never know. Some of these guys.
Let's up another couple 8 touchdown performances. Maybe we'll get some juice going.
Maybe he'll give us some more wet boys too. He's got 2 of them. But Dave.